Hi, welcome to Race Radio from Stage 5 of the USA Pro Challenge. I'm Joe Lindsay. I'm here as always with Frankie Andreu, and we're here in Colorado Springs, which is home to the United States Olympic Committee, the USA Cycling, and US Anti-Doping Agency, which was in the news yesterday with the announcement from Lance Armstrong that he would not contest the charges that USADA filed against him. USADA has also announced their intent to strip him of his Tour de France title. So that was kind of the backdrop this morning, Frankie. It was sort of a lightly touched on subject around the buses, but nobody was really dwelling on it.
No, a lot of the journalists were talking about it, but a lot of the riders were just focused on the race. And today we went from Breckenridge to Colorado Springs. Everybody knew it was going to be a sprint finish. They had 3 finishing circuits here. Pretty much they had to get over Hoosier Pass. The attack started immediately as these guys were trying to fight for those KOM points.
Yeah, and this was really, I think, the first kind of conventional stage that we've seen, one where you had the early break go, get the time gap, and then they brought them back to finish. They did the circuits, ended up with a sprint.
Well, before that, though, when the break actually got away, Colorado was in there, and he was the danger man at 45 seconds.
Right.
So all the other guys said, hey, get out of the break. They kicked them out of the break, so they had a chance to be able to make it to the finish. And as you said, then it kind of came standard protocol. United Healthcare riding a lot to be able to keep everything in check. Coming on those final circuits, though, there was 3 riders that still had about a 15-second gap.
Yeah, and you saw a lot of people kind of launching late attacks. You saw 2 Liquigas guys launch late attacks. You saw Nathan Haas from Garmin Sharp launch a late attack. So it really wasn't as controlled as it might have appeared. You could see them as they were coming through with 3 to go, 3 to go, 2 to go. They're almost coasting across the line at points.
Yeah, I mean, it was a slower sprint, so that made it more dangerous. Luckily, there was no crash. A little bit more chaotic. You see riders getting boxed in, trying to find their way out. But in the end, Tyler Farrar really showed he has the speed. Taylor Phinney matched him almost pedal stroke for pedal stroke, but Tyler coming out a little bit, and a nice sprint by Candelario.
Yeah, absolutely. Very nice sprint by Candelario in 4th. So that was stage 5. Now, obviously, on to kind of the main event, the big weekend.
Now the green jersey's wrapped up because there's no more points, so Tyler's going to take that. But as you were saying, we go on to Boulder now.
Yeah, Golden to Boulder, tomorrow's stage is 166 kilometers, 103 miles. There's over 10,000 feet of climbing with 3 KOMs. We finish on top of Flagstaff, and everybody that I talked to basically says that it's going to come down to that for the final. You won't see many big attacks from the GC guys before that.
No, they're going to wait for the end on Flagstaff and then go. I think Garmin will be aggressive, trying to put somebody in the break before that, just to force the other team to chase. But in the end, nobody's going to get isolated. It's not like a big mountain where you're going to drop everybody. Almost everybody's going to come together. Like the big GC guys are going to come together at the bottom of Flagstaff. And we saw the time gaps that have occurred on the last 2 mountaintop finishes. And this one, if I'm not mistaken, Joe, 2 times as long, 3 times as long?
Yeah, it's about 2 times as long, but the steep part is at the bottom, and then I think you might see a small group kind of get back together after that, and you could see 5, maybe 10 guys coming to the line up there. So one interesting thing about that is, as we get back to today's finish, TJ Van Garderen in 14th, Christian Vandevelde back in 29th, so we've been relying on those tiebreakers the last few days to determine who's in the jersey. That's out of the picture now. Christian is way back.
Unless TJ finishes 35th tomorrow, then it can come back into play. But what's going to happen, Christian needs to attack, Horner needs to attack, any of these other guys need to attack, because TJ, I think on paper, is the best time trialist.
Yeah.
So they need to get time. TJ can follow, the other ones need to attack to try to distance themselves. It's got to happen on Flagstaff, because after that, we're in Denver for that final TT.
Yeah, so far, the race has come down to this kind of dueling tactics between BMC and Garmin. Garmin has their, send a guy, throw it, be aggressive strategy, kind of make it the whack-a-mole strategy. Every time they send somebody up, BMC has to chase them down and that kind of thing. Both of those tactics have so far worked out almost perfectly because these guys are tied on overall time. Tomorrow is where we see which one of those is actually going to start to play out to be the advantage. If they come to the line together, then it's advantage BMC. Obviously, if Christian comes to the line with an advantage on TJ, then it's advantage Garmin. So that's Race Radio here from Stage 5 of the USA Pro Challenge. I'm Joe Lindsay. This is Frankie Andreu. Thanks for joining us. Thing's going to land on somebody's head and he's going to get sued.
Oh, it's gone. It's gone.
Oh, there goes into the podium. Oh, right into the beer tent.